Welcome back to Final Fantasy X Reexamined, where I haven't uploaded in a month, and I hope you can't hear that frog outside my window.
Lady Yuna, we've been expecting you. We were surprised you decided to come so soon. Pleasantly surprised, of course. Well, we must follow Grotto tradition. I'll have to ask you to wait here a little while longer.
We're all with you. Do as you will.
Thank you.
Sorry. That was your line.
Yuna!
Yes, sir! Oh no!
Albert!
Stand back.
Katras!
Jeez. Haven't made one of these in forever, and we're already at a boss fight, huh? The Crawler tank starts off like your typical boss, but this is around the point in the game where bosses start requiring more thoughtful strategies to get around their various tactics. A majority of the big enemies up until this point boiled down to find the magic it's weak to and obliterate it. But most bosses going forward have additional gimmicks that prevent things from being that simple. The Crawler has an add-on called a Negator that blocks any and all magic attacks. Even if you destroy it, it'll come back after a few turns. Its resistance to magic, plus the fact that it's a floating enemy, means only Waka can attack it normally. However, there's a small detail that can make things trivially quick and easy. Riku's use items don't count as magic, even if they call elemental magic when used. Remember that Riku is the fastest member of the team and will get her turn sooner than everyone else. So as long as you've been remembering to steal in every battle, the Negators can be instantly destroyed each time they pop up with almost no turns wasted.
Riku!
After breaking their fancy machine, Riku yells at the Albed for attacking them, because it turns out this specific guy trying to kidnap Yuna is Riku's brother. Yep. That's really his name. Moving on, Waka has an aneurysm when he realizes that he's been duped, and Riku was Albed the whole time.
Because I'm Albed, and that was my brother.
You knew? Why didn't you tell me?
We knew you'd be upset.
This is great. I can't believe I've been traveling with an Albed, a heathen.
You're wrong. We have nothing against Yevon.
But you Albed used the forbidden machina. You know what that means? Sin was born because people use machina.
You got proof? Show me proof.
It's in Yevon's teaching. Well, not that you know.
That's not good enough. Yevon says this, Yevon says that. Can't you think for yourself? You want Sin to keep coming back? There might be a way to stop it, you know?
Sin will be gone once we atone for our past mistakes.
When? How?
If we keep faith in Yevon's teachings, it will be gone one day.
Why do I even bother?
Riku. Will this move?
Yes!
Aw, Uncle Waka's being a bigoted religious nutjob at the Thanksgiving table. We really are a big happy family now. Riku fixes up the jet skis the Albed left behind, and the Guardians use them to follow after Yuna. Yuna is already inside the Cloister of Trials when we arrive, but before our protagonist can head inside, a startled temple attendant who stumbled across Yuna's belongings accidentally activated Jiskel's message sphere. Yuna ain't here to stop us this time, so we can hear the entirety of the message.
What I am about to tell you is the unclouded truth. I swear it on my honor as a Guado. Listen to me very carefully, For I shall tell you the truth about my son, Seymour. His mind is closed, even to me, a maester of Yevon. But I can feel flames of darkness burning in his heart. He is using Yevon, the Guado, and even the Summoners. If he is not stopped, he will surely bring destruction and chaos to Spira. I will leave this world soon, killed by my own son. But whoever is watching this, I implore you to stop Seymour. Stop my son.
Audible gasp. Now that Seymour's true intentions have been laid bare, everyone rushes into the cloister to save Yuna.
Seymour! Please be silent. Lady Yuna prays to the faith.
Make me! Yuna!
But why?
We saw Jiskel's sphere.
You killed him.
What of it? Lady Yuna, certainly you knew of these things, did you not? Well then, why have you come here?
I came to stop you.
I see. You came to punish me, then? Ah, of course. Protect the summoner even at the cost of one's life. The code of the Guardian. How admirable. Well, if you're offering your lives, I will have to take them.
Oh goody, we finally get to hit this by Shonen fuckhead. Prior to us even beginning to talk about how the battle's structured, you should immediately head to the trigger action menu to the left where a few characters are given the option to speak with Seymour, which in addition to tacking on little bits of character interaction, will also raise that particular party's member's stats for this fight.
You may be a maester, but I will still fight.
Your eyes, they burn with resolve. Beautiful.
Seymour is protected by two of his fellow Guado tribesmen, who not only cast Protect on themselves, but also have the ability Auto Potion, which allows them to directly heal after taking damage, even if it isn't their turn. This means you're going to have to defeat them in one blow, and as with the rest of the game up to this point, Velfor's Overdrive is the perfect way to wipe out little targets like this quickly and simultaneously. It also does easily enough damage to get you both of their overkill bonuses. They're not especially powerful, so no point in wasting a better Aeon Overdrive on them. This pisses Seymour off, and he calls out his summon Anima to do the job for him. Anima can be a bit overwhelming if you don't know what's going on, as it uses an insta-kill move, Pain, nearly every turn. This is more of a scare tactic than anything, to try and make you panic. As long as you just keep reviving your dead partner right away, things should work out okay. But hold on a second, Yuna just completed another prayer session. That means she has a new Aeon to summon. The fight is perfectly beatable without it, but it is a neat little inclusion to those that pay attention, and remember that Yuna just finished praying. Especially considering that Shiva, our new summon, can easily curb stomp Anima, and the short Seymour only phase that follows.
Yuna, you would pity me now?
Seymour looks to be dead, and his attendants burst into the room, distraught over what our heroes have done. Tidus and the gang are branded as traitors against Yevon, and considering how much the people of Spira love them some crazy death cult, this is going to leave us in quite the predicament.
Traitors.
We're finished.
Now hold on just a minute. Seymour's the bad guy, right? We'll just explain to everyone what happened.
It won't be that easy. Let's get out of here.
For some video game dungeon-related reason, the trial that was inactive on our way in has now been activated. This one is very short and straightforward. Push the pillars into specific configurations to repair the exit bridge. Normally, I hate ice block slider puzzles, but this one is manageable, quick, and doesn't require a ton of guess and check or backtracking. Overall, good trial.
Give us a chance to explain.
No need. I already know what I'll tell the other men.
Meaning?
You're not letting us go.
Let you go? Lord Seymour would never forgive us if we did.
Wait! Wait! Jiskel's sphere! We can show it to them!
You mean this?
Hey!
The Guado take care of Guado affairs.
Away! Run!
They ain't bullshitting you either. You need to run, or you will have to fight these guys one by one. And the bosses just keep on rolling in today. Next up is this big Yeti that's being supported by these Guado... Oh, I'm sorry. It's a Wendigo. Even though it looks nothing like a Wendigo, Wendigos are typically depicted as tall, thin creatures with a deer head, and you know what? Who cares? Let's kill this Yeti. The Guado will cast the Berserk status effect on the Yeti constantly. This increases its attack significantly, but can be stopped by using the healing spell Asuna. Like with Seymour, the Guado will also heal at any given opportunity, so wipe them out quick and get them out of the way. As they die, one will cast Protect, and the other will cast Shell, hardening the Wendigo's defenses against both physical and magical attacks. I'm unsure if it was just that my level was too high at this point, but this buff really made no difference. The Wendigo only has one basic attack and is susceptible to status ailments like sleep, making the rest of the battle smooth sailing.
We're under the lake ice, aren't we? Look, that's the bottom of the temple.
What now, I wonder?
So after that disaster we just went through, Yuna reveals that her plan was to convince Seymour to turn himself in, under the guise of marrying him. No, not waste time at all. Great idea. You can see how well it went. Since the pilgrimage would be a bit of a nightmare to complete as wanted criminals, our heroes head to the capital city, Bevel, to try and convince the other maesters that they only acted in self-defense. But if we were able to reasonably just walk to places we wanted to go, this wouldn't be much of a video game now, would it? Out of nowhere, Sin arrives once more and his toxins knock the party unconscious.
It was then I knew that Sin really was my old man. For the first time, I was finally able to believe it. What is it this time? I know. You want this to end. I'll find a way, promise.
A yet again unconscious Tidus wakes up alone. In a desert this time though, so that's new. I don't know how we went from underneath a frozen lake to an island, but I'll chalk this one up to Demon Whale Daddy. After a few minutes of aimless wandering, the whole troop is reunited, save for Yuna. Riku says to the others that this is Bikanal Island, the Al Bhed's homeland, and that means the Al Bhed probably rescued Yuna already.
Rescued? You mean kidnapped?
Moving on from racist Waka, because lad, Riku's steal maneuver is incredibly helpful for this area of the game. Many of the enemies are Machina, and if you remember from the last video, like a month ago, steal instantly dismantles Machina type enemies. That's all well and good until you come face to face with
an Alaskan bullworm!
This thing isn't technically a boss, which is good because it saves me the effort of editing in the boss text for the 50th time. Big Boy here is hungry, and he's got no issue eating your party members one at a time. Curiously, this causes them no harm, and it just removes one of your character slots for a few turns.
Riku!
Oh, why am I not surprised? Tidus and the gang hurry down towards the Summoner's Sanctum to find Yuna, but keep getting stopped by the Guado and their powerful fiends. Like the desert, there's oddly no boss for this section. To make up for it though, the random encounters are really strong, made worse by the fact we still don't have Yuna back, so healing and status ailments have to be dealt with using items only. And I've been very clear in my bitching about the Olympic-sized pool of status effect fuckery in Final Fantasy X.
I know it's against the teachings and all that.
I get why you did it, but...
Well, I sure don't get it, Waka. They might get hurt on their pilgrimage? So you kidnap them? I mean, if the summoners don't do their job, then who will beat Sin? You want to protect them, I know. But Guardians are there for that. If Guardians do their job well, summoners will be safe. Right? Right?
When the Guardians arrive, they find a handful of kidnapped summoners, surrounded by the corpses of the slain Al Bhed that protected them, but still no sign of Yuna.
Hey, what's sacrificed? The Al Bhed said summoners were being sacrificed. That summoners shouldn't have to do a pilgrimage.
Why couldn't they trust Guardians to protect the summoners? The Al Bhed had no right stopping their pilgrimage.
The pilgrimages have to stop. If they don't, and they get to Xanarkand, they might defeat Sin. Uni could... But then she... Uni will die, you know? You know, don't you? Summoner's journey to get the final Aeon. Yuna told you, didn't she? With the final Aeon, she can beat Sin. But then, if she calls it, then the final Aeon's gonna kill her. Even if she defeats Sin, it will kill Uni too, you know?
Was I the only one who didn't know? Tell me why! Why were you hiding it? Why didn't I know?
We weren't hiding it.
It was just too hard to say.
Lulu! How could you? How could you? Isn't she like a sister to you? I thought you were family. Why don't you do something, Waka?
Don't you think we tried to stop her? She follows her heart.
She knew what she was doing when she chose to become a summoner. To face Sin, yeah? You knew.
But Waka, that's just totally wrong. Summoners shouldn't have to sacrifice themselves. Just so the rest of Spirit can be happy, right?
But that is our choice.
We all live in fear of sin, you know that.
A world without sin. That is the dream of all Yevon's children. And we will use that power even if it means our lives.
And I've been telling Yuna, let's go to Xanarkand together. Let's beat Sin. I told her all the things. We could. And all along, the whole time, I didn't know anything. But Yuna, she'd just smile.
I want my journey to be full of laughter.
I can't let her die. I'll find her.
A riled-up Tidus and the rest of the survivors escape onto an Al Bhed airship, piloted by Riku's father, Sid. Before they depart, though, the Al Bhed intend to leave a little present for the Guado that assaulted them, even if it costs them their home.
Freud, voor mij echt? Elke treat.
Fredaggio, Guiccio.
What's going on?
We're gonna blow up our home.
Back aboard the ship, Tidus and Co catch an unsettling transmission from out of the blue. Wow, they got all of that set up really quickly. Oh, also, SEYMOUR is alive. That's a thing now. A perceptive Orin explains to them that SEYMOUR is in fact dead, but hold on, I think I have a diagram for this somewhere. Ah, there you go. Oh, and Sid is Yuna's uncle? This has basically no plot significance and is only brought up in passing once after this. But that means Riku and Yuna are cousins, so that's a thing. This could possibly be what Riku was talking to Yuna about when they met back at the Moonflow. Despite my genuine enjoyment of the story, I begin to wonder when we're gonna get to play again. And right as I do, a gigantic scaly boy assaults the Fahrenheit. Perfect timing. EVRAE is one of the more unique bosses in Final Fantasy X for a few reasons. Firstly, we have its main gimmick, being that he's a dragon, and we're on a small platform hurtling through the sky. This means we have to call out to Sid whenever we want to get closer or pull back from the monster depending on the situation. Before you ask, hanging back the entire time isn't really a viable strat. We have to get close for big damage because EVRAE is resistant to all 4 elemental affinities. Then there's the fact that Yuna's still MIA, so cheesing the battle with summon overdrives is no longer an option. And lastly, as you assuredly guessed by now, he's got some nasty status ailments. He has poison breath, which is awful, but remember when I described poison as the most dangerous ailment aside from one other contender? That other nightmare is petrified. When a party member is petrified, they're turned to stone and can no longer take any actions, which is bad enough. But to add injury to insult, that character will be instantly killed if they're attacked while petrified. This means curing petrification should always be on the top of your to-do list. This can most swiftly be handled by having Riku use Albed potions, specific use command-only potions that heal every party member for 1000 HP and cure them of ailments. If you've been stealing all throughout the previous area, you should have dozens of them by now, and they aren't a particularly rare item, so there's no need to be conservative with them. That is a lot of angry soldier dudes, and we're just gonna have to keep cutting through them.
This has gone far enough.
Stop.
What a surprise, all the maesters are evil. Really didn't expect the head of a religious organization to be a complete scumfuck. Maester Stay Puffed over here suddenly decides he wants to play tough, while Yuna attempts to perform a sending on SEYMOUR. Unfortunately, we end up in a good old-fashioned "do you value your friends' lives" scene, and that goes about how you'd expect.
Kill them. I am sorry, but it is for Yevon.
Aren't those weapons forbidden by Yevon?
There are exceptions.
No! Throw down your weapons. Let them go. Or else.
You're coming with us!
Don't worry. Go!
This is foolish. If you fall, you'll die.
Don't worry. I can fly. Believe.
Yuna!
was that?
An all-bed flash bomb!
Let me go! I'm gonna kill that Seymour!
Yuna said leave. We leave.
We'll join up with her later.
Break through!
Now a safe distance away from the Maester's army, the group sets off for the nearby temple, knowing Yuna would go there next.